Hi, I'm Princess Graham. I'll be a social worker for you, working with you. What's your name and how are you?
Um, I'm Stormy Melton, and I'm 25.
Okay. One thing I definitely want to talk to you about is confidentiality. Before we go any further, just to let you know that anything we say in here will be between me and you. I will not go out and tell anyone else. And if you feel like you want to tell someone, you can, but you don't have to. You don't have to tell anyone what we may talk about in here. And I will never tell anyone what we may talk about in here unless something you may say or something you may feel is putting you in danger to yourself or endangering someone else. But I do want you to know that I will not say anything that we may discuss in here um, at all. So one thing I do want to ask you is, why are you here with me today?
Um, my husband filed for a divorce, so I'm in the middle of going through a divorce, and um, I have a learning disability, so I can't really work, so I don't have a job, and I was living off of his income, and so with getting a divorce, I'm not going to be able to live off his income, so I don't know what to do.
Okay. With that, and you're going to divorce, I'm sorry for that. Do you currently have a lawyer with you going through the divorce?
Yeah, I he has a really good lawyer, but I can't afford one with not having a job, so I just had like a court appointed lawyer.
Okay. Um, Because we can also maybe look into like working with your lawyer to maybe see what stipulations that you and your husband have between your marriage to maybe be able to provide you with a little bit more income since you do have a learning disability and you did not have a job while you two was married. Um, may I also ask how long were you all married?
Yeah, we were married for 3 years.
Okay. Um, through all of this, I know like you have to be feeling like maybe different emotions.
Yeah.
Can you pick out like certain emotions that you may be feeling at this current moment?
I just feel kind of lost. I don't know what to do or where to go from here because I know I can't work. Um, but I also need money to be able to live. Um, and obviously, he was my husband for 3 years and I loved him. So um, I'm definitely upset.
So what I'm hearing from you is that you're feeling very lost and confused on where to go next, especially going through the process of the divorce. Especially since you was living with him and he was a provider and you have a learning disability and you do not have a job at this current moment. Um, One thing I also like to ask you is, do you have any family and friend support during all of this?
Um, I have my sister. She's very supportive, but she lives 4 hours away, so I don't get to hang out with her or anything to try to keep my mind off of it. Um, and my mom and dad aren't really in my life. My dad kind of is, but he again lives a couple hours away, and it's just a phone call here and there. Uh, they know that I'm going through a divorce, but um, with not being very close to them, they just like send their sympathy, but that's about it. I mean, they don't check up on me or anything. And then friends. Um, I have a few friends, but they're all caught up in their own lives, and I don't want to be a burden to them.
So, what I'm hearing is that you have only support from your sister, but she lives 4 hours away, and your mom and dad is not in that much in your life, but they give you somewhat support, but your dad lives far away as well.
Yeah, my dad doesn't live as far as my sister or my mom, but um, he still just like sends sympathy. He doesn't. I don't. I just. He doesn't involve himself much in other people's life drama. So I just don't think that he really wants to be in it. Although I'm his daughter, so he just sends sympathy to me, tells me he's sorry and he's thinking about me, and that's as far as it goes. And my mom, yeah, she lives far away, but she's never really been in my life that much anyway. So I talk to her like once a year, and I had called her when I found out he had filed for a divorce and told her, and she just said she was sorry and that if I need anything, let her know. But I know she doesn't mean that because she's never really been in my life. Plus, she doesn't try calling me, so I just have left her alone.
Mhm. I get that you're going through divorce and it may be like something hard to really like process and go through. How have you been coping with this situation?
I just sleep a lot. That's what I do when I'm sad or I'm stressed. If I have to cope with something, I just sleep. I also like to stress eat. So if I'm not sleeping, I'm eating.
Okay. One thing I'd like to ask you is, what would you like to get out of working with me
Um,
in these sessions?
I think that I would like to have maybe something established of how I'm going to live without him, because I don't know how I'm going to live without his income supporting me. Because if I could get a job, I would, but I can't. I can't read. I can barely talk. Um, I'm not I'm not good at using words. So I know I won't be able to get a job. So I would just like for you to help me find an income without relying on him, and then maybe like a support group for divorced people. I think that's what they call it. Um, because I do have a bunch of emotions about this, and I don't really have anyone to talk to, so it'd be nice if I was in a group with other people going through the same thing as I'm going through.
Okay. What I'm hearing for you is like you'll like to see maybe a support group for people that have been going through divorce or have been through divorce, and then looking up for some programs to help you live. So maybe like we can look into Social Security, finding you Social Security, maybe some programs to help you even though that you have a learning disability. Maybe also looking at the lawyer that you have now, to see what he have on your case, to see maybe we can like help him out a little bit better, or if we can find you a better lawyer for at a decent rate, so we can see how your husband lawyer is going through the divorce and what is going to be settled. Um, and also with the support group, we can talk about different ways you can cope instead of just sleeping and actually going through the emotions and talking the emotions that you may have out. And then maybe if you'll like, we can also figure out and talk to maybe your mom and dad or your sister, and maybe having your sister come in and talk to you, so we can get like a better, closer relationship, even though she's 4 hours away.
Okay. I would like that a lot.
Something else I'd like to also ask you is, do you have any children in the process of this divorce?
No, we never had children. I have polycystic ovarian syndrome, so I'm unable to have children. So no, we've never had kids.
Okay. And even though you guys are going through a divorce, is a good communication relationship between you and your husband, or no?
We've not really talked. We've talked, I guess, here and there, but nothing not regarding the divorce. It's just been, I'll come over this day at this time to get my stuff, because right now he's letting me stay in the home, but I'm not going to be able to afford the home after he leaves and stops paying the rent. But he just comes over to get his stuff, and I don't even know where he's staying. So I wouldn't say that we have good levels of communicating through this time, but it could be worse, I guess.
Okay. So thank you so much for talking to me, and actually, I will say that this is great of you to come and actually asking for help from me. I will do as much as I can to especially start looking for programs for you, for your living situations, support groups for you for people that have been divorced or going through a divorce, as well as looking with working with your lawyer to see what we can do and see what we can help with in your case, in your divorce case, as well as helping with some coping skills to help you cope with what's going on. And we'll do that on the next session.
Okay. Thank you.